Before we talk about real estate, we want to start with real life because that's where everything actually begins. We're moms, wives, friends, business owners, and women navigating busy seasons just like everyone else. And this first half is exactly that. It's a catch up, a check in, and a chance to get to know us as people before professionals. Before we talk about real estate, we want to talk about real life. My name is Ashley.
I'm Avery.
I'm Riley. I'm Amanda.
And we are the 417 Homegirl.
Hey guys, welcome back to the 417 Homegirls podcast. I'm Avery, and today we're talking about something that feels very real in this season of life, which is the balance of work life and mom life, and work life being self-employed. That's a big one. From the outside, I think this lifestyle can look really ideal to most people who aren't in it. You're home more, you have more flexibility, you're building something that is your own, but the reality is it often feels like you're doing two full-time jobs at the same time. So we're going to talk about the mental load that comes with that, the mom guilt that you don't really hear a lot about and not a lot of people talk about, and what this actually looks like day to day for us behind the scenes.
Yes. So welcome to episode 8. We want this episode to feel just really honest because if you're in that season too, you know it's not always perfectly balanced. Some days will feel great and other days feel like you're being pulled in 100 different directions and you're sinking. And is there any light at the end of the tunnel? And so before we get into all that, we're going to do a quick life update. We always like to do that first and just catch up on what's been going on with us lately. Mom life has definitely been interesting in my world. So Miss Avery, do you want to catch us up a little bit?
Yeah. We have a few different topics we could go over, but I think we should just go, off the big things. So for me, I'm pregnant. So that's been a big shift. I'm pregnant with an almost 3-year-old and again, navigating this self-employment, and I'm still in my first trimester. So I'm exhausted all the time. Luckily, I haven't been super nauseous, but I've been exhausted all the time, and for some reason I get no sleep at night, so that's not helpful on top of that. But it's been going pretty good. I'm very thankful to not have been like super sick, but it's been a little exhausting. I won't lie. So how's mom life looking for you?
Oh well, we are in the phase of I'm mad at you for any little thing.
Oh,
yeah, he did finally. Well, I knew it was going to come, but he was like, I hate you. Yeah, he said the words. I'm like, gosh, you're only almost 6 and that's already came out. And I mean, but I just looked at him, and when I look at him, I mean, in a serious way, he's like, oh, mom's serious. So he was like, I don't really hate you. And I'm like, yeah, I know you don't. And, words matter and da-da-da-da-da. So I don't think he'll be saying that to me ever again. I think he felt really bad, but now he just, I'm mad at you. And I'm just like, okay, I mean, moving on.
Yeah, I guess I'm mad at you is better than I hate you. So
yeah, I think yeah. So just learning and, picking up things from school, that's a big thing. He's in kindergarten, almost done with kindergarten. I can't believe it. So we're just working through. I mean, he's going to be honest, he's spoiled. So he gets a lot, and we see that, and we're like, gosh, I mean, what? It's so that's a hard balance of like, and we're older, and I don't know if we were younger and we had kids and we didn't have money to spend, I think it would be way different. But we're just like, oh yeah, you want that? Okay, I mean, we don't go crazy, But at one point, it was like he just wanted to go to the store to get a toy, or every time we went, that's what he was expecting, and we're like, whoa, we can't do that. So it's such a hard time,
Yeah.
But he's, we're doing good. We're working through it.
Big emotions for a little body.
Oh, for sure.
I can't imagine the things he says after coming home from kindergarten. I just don't want Barrett to go to school. Like you could just stay little forever.
I know. Well, he's been saying some weird things and I'm just like, where are you hearing this?
Yeah. Other kids, they're wild.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like as a younger mom with an only child, which obviously your son is an only child and my son is technically an only child still. Yeah, we're young and we definitely can't afford, and give Barrett everything like that. But if it's not us, it's somebody else.
That's so true.
I'm making his birthday invitations because his birthday's next month. And I'm putting in the biggest, boldest letters that don't change like the theme of the birthday card. Please do not get him any toys. If you get him a toy, I will so kindly ask you to give me the receipt so I can return it. And I will give you your money back, or I will buy him something that he needs. But I made him like an Amazon list for his birthday, and it's all like useful stuff, whether it's like learning stuff or new shoes that he wants, or clothes that he really needs or pajamas, or like there's a few cool like learning activities and toys that I think he would really enjoy. But every time we see my grandmother, and she knows this, so I could tell this to her face, every time we see my grandmother, she has a toy for him. He loves my dad's girlfriend, and every time we see her, she has a toy for him, which I love because, you know, it's not just bribing him with toys. She is also like very sweet with him. But oh my goodness, I can't imagine birthdays because luckily, I mean, not luckily, I guess, because his birthday's right in the middle of the year and then we have Christmas at the end of the year. So his birthday isn't like close to Christmas. So people just give him so much at his birthday and then give him so much at Christmas. And he's the youngest grandchild on my husband's side of the family by 20 years. So he's the only baby in the family, really. And my side of the family, there's a pretty big age gap between him and my cousins that are younger, but, you know, and so spoiled. So spoiled. It's crazy. Which, you know, obviously our kids have responsibilities too. I know you still give your child responsibilities, but yeah, it just, and then my house is overflowing with toys. And I'm like, I only have one kid. It feels like I have 12 because he's an only child, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
It's a fun season.
Yeah, it's a fun season. Speaking of fun season, is there anything you've been putting off lately because life's been busy? Whether that's home or self-care? I know it's always, it's
I would definitely say self-care. I mean, this is our busiest, for me, the busiest season every year is spring. And so I've got a lot on the table, a lot of things closing, but then changing and then new listings. I mean, just it's busy. And then, you know, trying to juggle that. And then Liam's getting out of school. And then what's he going to do? And then my mom's trying to plan vacations. And then I've got some other family stuff going on where we might have to list my aunt. It's, you know, just some health problems with older family members. So it's a season and it's hard. So I would think definitely self-care. I feel like, you know, I don't know if anyone, I mean, I also sell jewelry on the side because I think I don't have enough stuff on my plate.
Hey, you have nothing to do. You're just so bored all the time.
Gosh, I'm very much, I don't, you know, in the first episode, I know Amanda was saying like, if she doesn't feel busy, she doesn't feel like successful. Yes. And that I totally resonate with that. And I don't know where that stems from, you know, because I played sports all my life, so I didn't really have to have a job. That was my job technically. So I don't know where it comes from. Like I don't know, but I always feel like I have to have, you know, like, and she, you know, said like making money is like her, you know, that's a drive and it is. And I don't know why. I mean, we're completely fine and comfortable. I didn't struggle. I've not struggled, you know, like growing up, it was just fine. You know, it wasn't anything, but something about me, I have to be busy and I love it. And it makes me feel successful, which is weird.
Yeah.
So when I was a teacher for 14 years before, I mean, I always had something on the side, you know, because we didn't get paid very much. And so I also had, you know, I sold on Etsy and then I had a boutique in my house and then I did all kinds of things. Oh yeah. I mean, I always had something else. I sold Plexus and then I sold 31 bags. I mean, I have sold so much. Excuse me. So it's just wild. And so now I'm like, oh yeah, I can sell jewelry at night sometime, you know, a couple of times online during the week. And now I'm just exhausted. Like I don't want to, it's hard. And then I built a team there and that was accidental and it's great. And the girls are doing, but it's a lot because I feel like I get pulled in that direction. I get pulled in this direction. But I mean, this has always been my main, you know, being a realtor and I love it so much. This is my main source of what puts food on my table, you know, the other's just for fun. So anyway, so that's self-care for sure, because I'm getting pulled in a lot of directions right now and it's hard, but it's a season and it'll end, you know, so then I can work on self-care because I was doing really good with it. But now I don't have time.
I keep seeing quotes on like Instagram and Facebook, like random posts that say you're living the life that you once dreamed of. And I really have to stop and think, especially in the moments when I'm like right now, I'm not super busy. I'm trying to be, but I'm not super busy right now. Unlike you are very busy, but you know, I have to sit and think I am living the life I dreamed of when I was 19, you know, when Cody and I had first got our rent house, we were dreaming of one day getting married, having a family, owning our own home. And sometimes I just have to stop and think, yeah, there's a few things that are, you know, not going the way I expected them, but I am living the life I had once dreamed. So everything does change. There are so many seasons in life. So I just have to remind myself of that.
Yeah. I have the sign on my wall that says basically like this is the life that you've prayed for. And it's so true. I mean, it's above my TV and I'm like, yeah, this is it. I mean, yeah.
sometimes you're busy and sometimes you're not. And it just, you just have to balance it all. I feel like that's the main thing about being a mom and being self-employed and, you know, working with people. And you just have to remember that there's a balance to all of it. And at the end of the day, you still have to take care of yourself, but that's hard. So
and then I randomly am like,
person.
oh, I think I want a new deck. And then, oh, I think I want to do like an indoor screened, like off of our bedroom. And so we had a guy come over yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
I know. And now I'm like, oh, that would be so awesome. I'm just like updating our house. Like we did our bathrooms this past year. Now I'm going to do this expansive deck with the screened in, like add almost like a second living, but not really because it's outside. But it would be really nice to have that. And so I'm like, yeah, why not? Let's just.
Is it going to be like a Four Seasons room or are you going to leave it open, like screened open?
No, I think I'm just going to leave it screened open. I know.
My grandma has one of those and she really likes it. I will say she does. Hers is flat out into her backyard and it's floor to ceiling screen porch. And I had my baby shower at her house and my dad has dogs too. And his dogs have ran into the screen a few times because you can't see it because it's black. And then I had my baby shower and it's always the same screen because it looks like it's right next to the door.
Yes.
And my 4-year-old cousin went plowing through that and ripped the whole screen down and busted his face. And so now my grandma has like a black trellis, the really cute like black trellis thing in front of it. But that's something to think about too.
Well, we'll
if you
have
don't want.
spindles and then the screen behind the spindles.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah,
that'd be
we
better.
talked through ideas. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be, I mean, I'd love to do like the A-frame, like where we've got the vaulted, you know, the vaulted ceiling out there and make it real. But you're getting into cost when you start doing that because then you got to do roof and stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how this works. We'll see how this
but that's
pans out.
exciting.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. So the next section we're going to kind of talk about is a big one. The reality of being a self-employed mom, you know, what people think actually, happens versus what actually happens. Yeah. And one of the big things for me as somebody who became or like was a stay-at-home mom from the second my son was born and then had a, you know, small part-time job that I worked a few hours a week and then, you know, got into working with you and got my license. A lot of people think I'm home all day with my child and it's got to be so easy. But the reality is I'm home, but I'm either working all the time. My mind is elsewhere. There's just so much going on. And I think that's that's just something that people don't realize is especially if you're not used to working from home. Sometimes I wish I could just go to the office so that I could just be focusing on one thing, like just the work in front of me and not a million other things. I love being at home with my son, but I would love to just focus and sit down. And so sometimes I do go to the office and even just bring him into a different scene and having him there playing with the toys and stuff that we have at the office and watching TV while I work it helps me.
I mean, you got to think about it. Being a stay-at-home mom is a full-time job. And then you're also trying to do another full-time job. And that's hard. And so I think, and I see people online all the time, you know, in the moms groups, they're like, hey, like, you know, is there any stay-at-home jobs or that I could take my kids with me? And I get it. You know, it's hard. The economy is wackadoodle and we're trying to figure out, you know, we need more money. We need more income coming in, but we also, you know, I see these women trying to provide, you know, for their families, but they're also trying to be a full-time mom, you know, stay at home. And that's hard. And I don't, you know, even sometimes when I'm not a stay-at-home mom, but when I get him from school at 2 and then I get home, if I have somebody call me, I'm like, hey, you know, like you got to be quiet. I'm on the phone, you know, and it's hard or I'm on my computer and, you know, and I do tell him, you know, at 4:00, you know, when I would technically be clocking out, if you will, or 4:30, that's when I try to shut it down and then we'll play, you know, but he's got things he can be working on or doing in the meantime, but it's hard. I mean, and I can't imagine when he starts doing sports and I have to take him to and from, you know, but we're constantly working. Yeah. Like I need the time to still work when I get home. And I know we're going to kind of dive into like the guilt, but I do feel guilty when I'm on my, but I also have that part of me that's like, well, you're showing him that I'm working, you know, that I am working. I'm not just sitting there scrolling through my phone. Like I am working. You know, so mommy still has to work, mommy, you know, and I did ask him the other day, I was like, what do you think mommy does? He's like, well, I know you sell houses. I'm like, well, what does that mean? He's like, you sell houses, you buy them and you sell them to people. So anyway, it's just, I want him to know how, cause I mean, I'm not tooting my own. I mean, I work freaking hard. Yeah. I mean, there are some days where, gosh, no, I want to, like today, it's rainy. Would I love to just cuddle in bed all day and maybe pop on a Netflix, but then I'd feel guilty because I'm not working. Yeah. But yeah, there are days. And I think that's a lot of times real estate too, like that I had to mind shift is that it's not Monday through Friday. So if I'm working on a lot on the weekends, like I was the other day, and then I had like a random Wednesday where I had nothing, I was like, dude, today is the day where I'm going to it's going to be my weekend day, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it because it's a Wednesday, but in my head, I'm like, but it's a Wednesday. I shouldn't be taking the day,
Especially when you see your husband go off to work and they work like mine, like Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
He leaves the house at 6:30. He comes home around 4. And then, my husband is a blue collar worker. So when he comes home and he's like covered in dirt and his like shirt is like starchy from sweat all day. And I'm just like in home in my pajamas still. Maybe I have my computer out. Maybe Barrett and I are playing in his playroom. I'm like, I promise I did something today. He never cares in that, sense, but it's hard not to feel that way when you to not feel lazy when you see somebody who works like a scheduled job, but we do work.
So I think these moms that are looking for these jobs, just be prepared that it's hard and it's not you're working around your kid's schedule for your job. When we talk about when you have infants and you're napping, you hear it when you're a new mama. They're like, yeah, when they nap, you nap. Yeah, right. Like, I will try, but man, we got laundry to do and dishes to do. There's just so much. So
do I do the laundry when they're doing the laundry? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I remember seeing something like that.
You just have to, realize that it's not easy. And I commend people for wanting to do that. But just knowing that it would be probably easier if you just try to find somebody that can come over and play with them in the other room for a few hours, whether it's, a teen that's out of school for that, if it's at 2:00, whatever, and you can make it work to do those, that work. There are some times where you could probably just work on your computer while they're, but sometimes you have to take phone calls. I don't know if you know what kind of job it is, but it's tough.
Yeah. I'm thankful we got Barrett into a program with the school system for August. So I'm excited to see what that looks like because I'll have a few months, before baby comes where it'll just be me at home for at least it's like half day. So it's a half day program. So it'll be 4 hours, Monday through Thursday
You'll get so much work
him.
done.
I know. I'm excited. And phone calls without having to be like, shh,
Yeah.
I got to go into
Or
the
mute.
other room. Yeah. Mute off, mute on, mute off. Yeah. And I think that goes along with saying a lot of people, because I'm at home and because I'm working from home or we don't have a strict schedule at an office. A lot of people think that it provides a lot of flexibility, but like you said, there are times in which you're working on the weekends. If you had a 9-to-5 job, you wouldn't be working on the weekends. And
sometimes those 9-to-5 jobs, not all, but you can leave the work and leave.
Yeah.
And
the work
done.
will be there tomorrow.
Like
and
my
it'll be
husband,
fine.
he can leave the work. He's not getting phone calls. He's done. When he is stepping out of the building, he is done. He will not see it until the next day. For us, we're not, it's not like that. We're constantly working. And I wish I could explain it in a way because we do have the flexibility. Like we can set our own schedule. If someone wants to see a house, like I had someone, they want to see it tomorrow. Well, I have an appointment at 10, so I'm going to schedule it around that appointment. Yes, I have the flexibility to go do those things for me at that 10 o'clock appointment, and I can work in a client around it. So there is flexibility in that way, but the work doesn't really stop in real estate, And even if you're not in a busy season, like you have clients and you don't, and I had to learn this. I know I've told you guys this. It's also the time when you can be working on everything else. Because when you get really busy, then it's like, oh man, I need this guide and I need to do this and I need to do that. It's like that's when the downtimes is when you spend doing all those guides and doing all those things. So it's hard because it's still work, but it's different work. You're prepping for the busy times, if you will. So the flexibility is there.
It is nice to be able to go to the doctor's appointment. I think about this all the time because I worked a full-time job prior to doing real estate. I worked at a bank and they were very strict. Like we didn't get a lot of vacation days. We didn't get a lot of sick days. And so I remember when I was pregnant with Barrett and I worked there, having to talk to my manager to say, hey, I have a doctor's appointment next week. It's really nice not to have to do that because I am my own boss, but being my own boss does, come with its own challenges. I'm the employee, the marketer, the scheduler, everything in between. Everything is riding on me. And if I don't do good and I don't succeed, it's nobody's fault but my own. So I love the flexibility aspect. I can put appointments where I need to put appointments in and I can spend time with my child where I need to. But at the same time, the flexibility comes with some downsides. So like working on the weekends and not being able to just leave your work behind. And
I know we're going through that like right now, like my mom, and we're going to go on vacation in August. And she's like, can we, this is the time that Allegiant flies, can you stay a couple extra days? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Yes, we can, because he's not in school yet. And then, I asked my husband and he can't take the days off. And so I do feel guilty in that way because I can still work, when I'm in Florida on vacation. And the flexibility is there for vacations. I mean, for sure. That's been the greatest blessing for sure. But because I love to travel. But it's just, I mean, you're still, and the one thing too I wanted to touch on for our business for sure, or just being self-employed, is the motivation and like the drive. You don't have deadlines to meet. I mean, you do if you're in a contract, but it's different. You have to get yourself up. You have to get into the office and that is me. And I think that stems from me going into school for 14 years as a teacher, and I had a set schedule and I know how I work. And if I'm at home, I'll do something on my computer, but then I'm like, oh, I got to go move my laundry to the dryer.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go grab a snack. I'm sitting there scrolling through TikTok. And wait, I need to do this. I mean, my mind, it's squirrel. And you know.
Oh yeah, I have bad ADHD, so that's me.
Yeah.
All
and
the way.
so if I am in the office, I will get so like I'm right there. My screens are there. I need to do this. I have my notes. I have my to-do list. Like it's just something
Music
about
on in the
it.
background.
Yeah, it's just something about knocking it out.
In the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I needed it and it's worth it. And do I go in every day? Absolutely not. I'm like, I maybe go in twice a week, but I know that in my head, I know it's there and I have it. And that I tried for this past year to move it at my house. I went down there a little bit, but in my office downstairs, but
it's just not the same as getting out of the house.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that. I'm somebody who looks at everything around my house and says, what can I be doing right now? I need to be on my computer. Well, then now my child is asking me for a snack.
Yeah.
And now I'm realizing, oh, Cody doesn't have his work clothes ready for tomorrow and I need to put those in the day. It's just, being at the office is nice because you don't think about all of that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to transition into the next part. So if you have it, take it away.
Okay. So I think with being a mom, because we all are moms here on the 417 Home Collective, and as a mom or a dad, you have that guilt, and there is that mom guilt quite a bit. And I don't know if it's society that gives us that guilt, if it's just an intuition we have, or where that stemmed from, or, and probably other people like, oh, you do that, or just the stigma of like, other people's opinions. And then that makes you feel guilty. Like, oh, I shouldn't be doing that. Oh, they shouldn't be eating red dye. Oh, we shouldn't be doing this. Like there's so much guilt. And then, then we feel guilty, and I'm first and foremost, I don't know what it is, but me and my husband we will not spend more than one night away from our child. And I mean, we're about to have our 10-year anniversary, and it's like, I'm like trying to can we go to Vegas and just 2 nights? That would be a quick little 3-day, 2-night. We can just go. I've never been. So I'm like, I would just 3. And my mom's like, absolutely, he can stay with me. And he loves spending the night with my mom. We trust her. Like that's a safe space. And he's just like, I don't think so.
JJ says he doesn't think so.
No, it's tough.
I guess him, I see Cody on the other hand, like you will literally be fine. Like when we left for the first time, and even
that's
so,
me.
Yeah.
I'm like, and now don't get me wrong, it took me a while.
Yeah.
I mean, and I went this past year with my girlfriend. We went to see Beyonce in Chicago, and literally I was gone one night. We flew out early, like at 5 a.m. Or 6 a.m. So I missed him in the morning because I left so early for the airport. And then we went to Beyonce that night, and then I flew back the next day. So I saw him essentially. Yeah. I missed one day, but the guilt, I just, and I wish, there are girl trips I would love to go on. And I think it's our job, because there are friends that I have who are volleyball coaches, and they travel a lot, or their husbands travel a lot, and they're used to it. And so they're like, oh yeah, let's go. Like, let's go on 2 nights. Let's do it. And I'm just like, wait, what? You have 3 kids. You have 4 kids. You're just going to leave them for 3? Like,
yeah. Who are they with? What are they doing? Yeah.
Well, it's just like, I can't even leave one. And I'm just the guilt. And so I don't know where it comes from. I've gotten better as the years have gone by. I don't know about my husband. I'm trying to get him there. I don't, and then Liam's like, never do that again. Like,
he had the best time, probably.
And you know what? Honestly, when I have those Saturday days where I have to go show all day, and then I come home and he's with JJ for the most of the day, they're really, he's like, because mostly he's attached to me. Yeah. And so, but when he has that days with him, and I come home and they're still playing, and their bond is almost like a little stronger because they had the day together. Yeah. And I'm like, so that makes me feel good, like the guilt's not overwhelming me. Like tonight I have to show a house at 6, like smack in the middle of bedtime, dinner and bedtime. And that was a couple weeks ago, and I felt so guilty. But man, I got home and they read together. Like they were doing all the things together.
Yeah.
And they need that. They need that time. So.
As a stay-at-home mom, I really feel the guilt, especially when I have to leave. Like today, I had to take Barrett to my dad's girlfriend's house to watch him while we, come and record, or if we have meetings on Tuesdays or whatever. He absolutely loves going over there. They have 3 smaller dogs. Like he loves her. He loves going over there. They have a routine. Like he gets there. She makes him a smoothie. There's they have a set routine, and he's only over there for a few hours. But still, I think I also feel guilty because I feel like I'm pawning my child off on somebody. Like he's not your responsibility. Even though if they offered, I don't know. I definitely understand the guilt part of it, and I agree with when Cody stays with Barrett. Because I have, the open house this weekend and they got to hang out together. I came home and they were snuggling up together on the couch watching TV because I'd been gone for a few hours and Barrett had just woken up from his nap. And I'm like, he normally would not even be close to Cody. He'd be all over me, wallowing all over me, not even close to Cody. But then they have these moments together and it's so cute and it's so sweet. But I still feel, in those moments, I don't necessarily feel guilty, but I do feel guilty when I have to take him somewhere else. And, there are some people who have made me to feel guilty. Like, oh, how long is it going to take? The people who are watching him now do not do that. Yeah. So, and regardless, he always has fun wherever he goes, and it's always, a change of scenery. He likes to get out of the house, especially since I am a stay-at-home mom. He doesn't have daycare or, school to go to. Yeah. So,
and with me losing my dad, I feel like I love that Liam has this time with my mom, and she's older, she's in her 70s, and, but she's still, he loves going over there. Probably because he gets his iPad time, but neither here nor there. But, and it is what it is. That they're spending time together. He loves it. He asks all the time, when is Gigi going to pick me up from school? He loves when she comes and picks him up. And it's just like, what am I, chopped liver? But he needs that, and I need it. Sometimes I just had this conversation with a client. She was getting divorced and they have a 2-year-old, and she said just the break of him going to the dad, because they do 2 days on, 2 days off. She said, I needed that break. I could tell I was becoming a stressed out mom. I was yelling a lot. I was getting irritable. But when he went with him, and then when I saw him, I missed him. And then I was a better mom because of those 2 days. And I get that too. So I feel like we just put so much pressure on us as moms or dads. If you're a single dad out there, it's hard. Being a parent is hard. It does not come with a manual. JJ said, I'm going to write a book that says I know everything about it, but I kind of don't think I know. And then this is what you should do, but then maybe this is not what you should do, because there's there is no right way or manual, and, you should be doing this kind of technique to teach your child. I get that from my mom. I would try this, try that. And it's like, oh my goodness. Do you not think I did not go to school for child development and human studies?
Literally. Do you not think I'm educated and have experienced?
And I'll try things, and it might work on one kid. It's not going to work on another. We are not all the same. And that's the beautiful thing about our world and who we are, and what I teach Liam all the time. We're so different, but man, the whole pressure of you got to do this and make sure you're doing it. It's just
I can't handle when
relax.
Yeah. Literally just relax. And sometimes I have to tell Cody that, especially if Barrett's on one, he is crazy. Maybe his nap time got pushed a little further than it should have. Or
why do men not understand?
Just take a breath. Just literally take a deep breath. That's all.
He's just tired, or he's hungry. Yeah. He's not going to be disrespectful. He's not. He's hungry. Yeah. He's tired. I don't understand.
My thing to Cody is he's 3.
Yeah.
And I say that literally
they've been on this earth for for me 5 years.
Yeah.
Do you expect him to know every single thing?
Yep.
He's 5.
That's what I tell Cody. I usually say if he was 10 and he was acting the same way, we would definitely have some issues. He's literally 3 years old. He's still learning.
And
I promise.
Think with you having another kiddo, I think maybe Cody will realize okay, this is really just developmental. Hello.
Yeah.
It's not, and for us, and we'll never have another. And I'm always like, JJ, have you talked? Your friends' kids act this way, or whatever. He's just having a moment, and.
We have parents as teachers come to the house. And so it's really nice when she comes later in the day and Cody, comes home around the same time she gets there, because she always asks us as soon as she gets there, what's going well and what's not working very good right now. And so if I tell her, oh, he's just been, this has been a big issue. And she's like, well, that's totally normal. Here's how, you could go about helping yourselves and calming yourselves down. And then I look at Cody and I'm like, did you hear that, buddy? It will be okay. It's normal for him to act like that. But I just, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
So I know we were talking about kind of the expectation, versus reality, what working from home, being a stay-at-home mom, or, owning our own business and being a mom, what that looks like. But now I kind of want to switch gears and talk about what happens behind the scenes. I know we kind of talked about a few things, but there's a lot that goes into being a realtor and owning your own business and sacrifices we have to make. So let's talk about, what happens behind the scenes. What are some things that, people don't always see? And I know we talked about a few of those, but is there any more that you want to touch on that, what are some things that happen that you probably wouldn't think of unless you were in this situation?
I think just one thing, like, I try not to have like phones at dinner, but like the other day I was negotiating at dinner. And so it was like, I voice to text a lot. So I'm like, yeah, send the offer, go ahead, And then I set it down, and then we're eating. And then I'm like, oh, wait, okay, yes, we got the offer, and I'm trying to keep, there's so many, in real estate, there's so many people you have to talk to, communicate, and, go through, whether it's your clients, whether it's another real estate agent, and you're like other real estate agents, if you're trying to make, because I had multiple offers on a house. So it was like juggling and going back and forth, and then like, okay, we did get another offer. Okay. Then the agent's like, well, can you tell, what can I do here? And it's just trying to juggle everything. And then I've got my kid and mom, and this, and it's just like, hang on. And then I'm not trying to upset my husband with the phone at the dinner. I mean, there's just, and being fully present is hard, but sometimes I just either have to leave my phone in the other room. Like it needs to be charged. So I'm like, I'm going to leave it in there. And then I'll have some people like, oh, and I'll check my phone an hour later and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I didn't have my phone. Or, people are like, oh, but I think I have to realize that there's nothing that's like an emergency. The people I am with, besides my mom being at home, but like the people I'm with, my husband and my son and my house and my cat, like we're the emergency, and then the emergency is not happening and it's okay. Yeah. And I'll get to it in an hour. I think that's just, but I honestly though, I do like being present for my clients. I like being able to respond. I don't want my goal in real estate, and it doesn't happen all the time because people will come up with questions that I haven't thought of, but my goal is to get their questions answered before they can ask the question. So if somebody is like, if I know that I have an offer coming in, instead of having my client say, hey, did you get the offer yet? Well, clearly I haven't got the offer, or I would have already said something, right? So I'm like, so I want to be the one that says, hey, just letting you know, I still haven't got the offer yet. So I just wanted to update you, for them to be like, oh, okay, because I know they're waiting. So my goal is to kind of always get it there before they're asking me. And I miss it sometimes, I'm not perfect, but, sometimes I'll be like, hey, have we heard anything yet? So anyway, it's just hard, trying to juggle all the things behind the scenes, working with other people, working with other personalities, in real estate stuff.
The mental load, I think, of it all, trying to figure out where this goes in my brain, what takes priority, what goes here, what goes there. Yeah. And then just trying to remember it. Thank goodness for having a TC. I love her. So, she remembers the things that we sometimes have trouble remembering, but, there's so much mental, I feel like just in real estate, it's been hard. I haven't had any mental clarity. I haven't been like, oh, I'm finally done. When you leave, like you mentioned, when you leave work, your work is done. So you can finally breathe, and then you go home and you deal with your home things. But when you're at home, you still have like these mental, like
oh,
sticky
did I
notes.
Message them back. Oh wait,
yes.
Did I send that document? Oh gosh, I know all the time.
Yeah. And just figuring out how to categorize all those different tasks and it's just a lot.
One thing we could do, and I'm guilty of this too, but like making a checklist of like your day, like how we kind of started with our challenge, and like making a checklist, and then maybe by 5 o'clock revisiting that checklist of the day, seeing what you've checked off, and if there's anything else you maybe needed to add, do before bedtime. And then that way, maybe when you try to shut it off at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, you can, I obviously just thought of that. So I can obviously do better and think about like, okay, what do I need to get done today? And then by 5 o'clock, revisit it and say, okay, maybe I can move this to tomorrow, but maybe that document that I needed to send, I haven't sent it yet. So I have to do that,
My problem is forgetting stuff. I think it comes with my ADHD. So one thing I have implemented, which I could implement into real estate too, is groceries. And so when we go grocery shopping, I always bring my grocery list. I get what's on the grocery list. Yeah, we might grab a few extra things. But if I think of a grocery we need, I don't even take 2 seconds. I pull up my phone, put in my notes, here's what we need to add. I literally pull up a grocery list and we'll start it right then and there, because if I wait, I will forget
same.
and it'll be gone. So maybe I need to do that when it comes to real estate too. So I have just a checklist with the date, and then just when I think of something, I need to make sure I get this done today, I just add it in there. And that way, like you said, before 5 o'clock or before bedtime, then I can actually
And this can apply to even just saying like, maybe I want to work on affirmations with my child and I want to do this before bedtime, or this is what I want to do. I'm meaning to have him read to me. When Liam was learning how to read, like he was doing a little bit of homework every day, not anything crazy, but he would just do a little bit of math, a little bit of reading every other day. Like he would get to pick. So just like making those things and it doesn't have to be real estate. So if you're listening and you're not in real estate, or you have a different job, or if it could just be mom stuff. Like what are some things I want to do before the end of the day so that I can check out at 5 p.m. or 7 p.m. or
Clock off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask a few rapid fire questions, which we've done at the end of a few podcasts now. And I think it's kind of fun just to hear our answers. So some of these they're just funny. So who needs you more urgently, clients or kids? Your child?
Definitely my child.
Yeah.
Mom. He can't be anywhere. I can't be in any other room. He has, Mom. Even if I'm in the kitchen and he can't see me, but he's in the living room 20 feet away, 30 feet away, he's always like, Mom. And I'm like, I'm still in the kitchen, bro. Like, I'm still here.
I'm still alive.
And then 5 minutes later, Mom. Not even 5 minutes later. It's a minute later. Like if he hasn't heard me and he's distracted, Mom, I'm still here.
Yeah. Hey,
I haven't gone anywhere. I'm still making dinner. So 100% kids.
Barrett will be behind me in the car and he'll say, Mom. And I'll say, yes, Barrett. Mom. I'm like, what? The music will be like slightly turned up or something. I'm like, yes, honey, what's up? And then he'll be quiet for a second. And then I'll just say, I'm like, what do you need?
I know.
The worst is when I'm in the bathroom and I'm literally just going pee and I hear, the pitter patter of his feet. I'm like, I just needed 3 seconds.
I know, 3
just
seconds.
Give me 3 seconds. Yesterday was Cody came to the bathroom door, like knocked on the door, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're home and I have you. And then here comes Barrett. Like you're even here and you still need me. Yeah.
You know what though, when I think about this, and I clearly, I feel like maybe I've complained today, but it's not necessarily, because I do think about this, and I have prayed to be called mom,
of course,
my whole life. And the other day, funny enough, I was at my aunt's house, and there were some pictures laying around, and one was a picture I've never seen before, and it was me. I was probably 4, 3. Maybe 2, 3. And my grandpa was behind me. Me and him were super close. And I'd never seen the picture before. And I was holding a baby doll. And so I showed Liam and he's like, what are you holding? I'm like, it's a baby. I said, see, I have always wanted to be a mom. Ever since that's always what I dreamt of. And, it took us a while to get Liam and it was hard. But man, and sometimes I have to take a deep breath and be like, you pray. I know it's annoying that he's calling you mom every 2 seconds, but gosh, what a blessing to be called mom. Because there's seasons of life. I mean, I know there's people out there that struggle. I mean, I did. I feel that. And when people talk about being pregnant or having baby showers, it was hard for me to go. It was hard. And it was hard for me to be excited for other people. That is a real thing. And it's hard. And so just know that I feel you, and I hope this episode didn't trigger anything. Yeah. But know that we are very, very blessed, even though we do feel like sometimes we're just like, oh, give me a minute. I mean, but I think everybody can feel like that sometime in their life with anything, whether it's your job or your husband or
of course.
your significant
You're still allowed
other.
to complain. You can be happy and still complain.
Feel frustrated.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're still really, when you think, and I just sent that to JJ the other day, I'm like, man, just looking at our life from the outside, man, we are so freaking blessed. He's like, I know, we really are. I mean, he's like, it's not perfect and it will never be perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
No, but he thinks he is.
Oh,
I mean, jokingly. He thinks to Liam, he's like, oh, but your dad's perfect. I'm like, okay.
Oh, right.
Not even close.
When Barrett, night before last at dinner, Barrett was just not eating, food was getting put on the ground. We were just, I want to get down. I want to go play, not yet. We just sat down to eat dinner and he was being just crazy, whatever. And then he just sat there for a second and he was drinking his drink. And I looked at Cody and I'm like, look how cute he is. And he was being so quiet and he wasn't even looking at us. And we just both sat there and looked at him. And like, I wanted to cry. He was so cute and so precious, even through all the chaos. He was adorable. And I do think back to when Cody and I first got together, and, when you're first with somebody, you just think about your future all the time. And obviously we've been together for a while now. I think we've been together for almost 7 years now. But, I look back on those birthdays that I had and I'd blow out the candle and wish that we would get married and have a kid and have a house, like I mentioned at the beginning of this episode. And so sometimes you just have to go back to those moments and think, this is what I wished for. Yeah. Who interrupts you more, kids or your phone?
Kids.
Mom. Hey,
Mom.
hey.
Mom.
Which is harder, finishing a task with your kid at home or getting through bedtime?
Finishing a task with your kid. We have a pretty good routine at bedtime. However, there are some nights he is not going to sleep. I don't know what it is. I'm like, I think we've talked about this on episodes before. And so some of those nights but most nights he's fine and he can get to bed. We have our routine. So overall, finishing a task. Because sometimes I'm trying to finish one thing and he's like, Mom, you're not listening. I need this, I need that. And I'm just like, give me 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then he starts counting 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm like, that.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So he's so definitely finishing a task.
I would also say the same thing. And with having ADHD, I'll be in the middle of doing something, especially if it's for work, it's really bad. And he'll ask me for a snack or something. So then I'll go into the laundry room, like where our pantry's at. I'll grab the snack and come back. But in the laundry room, I'll see, oh gosh, there's, I need to switch the load of laundry over to the dryer. And then I go back to do that. And then I'll look at something else when I put the laundry in our bedroom. And then I'll say, oh, I need to do this. I need to, I just definitely finishing a task with your kid at home.
Yeah.
Last question. What's louder, your phone notifications or your household?
I'm going to be very honest. We don't really have neither. I mean, my phone is usually on vibrate, so it's not really loud.
Yeah.
But my house can get loud when they're wrestling. So I don't really know. Our house isn't super loud because, like I said, it's just really us three. But if I had to choose, I'd say house when they're wrestling. Yeah. We had the guy that came over to look at our deck last night, and he brought his 3 kids, and they were older. And we were like, JJ knew him from high school, a small world. And he's like, bring him in, bring your kids in from the car. So they all came in and they were just running around. I'm like, oh, so this is what it feels like to have a house full of kids. Or, when he has friends over in the future, like it was loud. Yeah. I noticed that, but it was fun. Like we want to be that house, me and JJ, because we just love that. So
there's, I saw something that was like, are your kids living room kids? And it got me thinking, like, do your kids have toys in the living room? Do they play in the living room, or do they go and they only play in their playroom or their bedroom? And it made me think, I don't want my living room to be filled with toys, but I love when Barrett comes into the living room because he just wants to be around us and he just wants to play with us. And I love that. So our house isn't noisy right now by any means, because it's just like you guys, just us 3 and our cats, and that's it. And I'm grateful for that, but I have a feeling it'll probably get noisy here in the next few years. But my best friend Carly has 2 toddlers, and she's like 38 weeks pregnant, almost 39 weeks pregnant, and her house is loud. She's got a loud house. I think once you add another kid in there, that's when things get loud.
Oh yeah.
I'll let you wrap it up if you want to.
Okay. I think at the end of the day, the season is just a lot of learning as you go, and just remembering that nothing is perfect. And some days, literally, I will see myself taking a deep breath and say, I'm just surviving. Like, it's okay that Liam didn't eat all his meal. It's okay that he is telling me that I am mean. It will pass. I really have to just take deep breaths and realize that it's just a season. There's no perfect balance with work. It's okay for some days to feel messy. So if you're in this stage of life too, just know that you're not the only one trying to figure it all out. There's a lot happening behind the scenes that people don't see, whether it's mom life, work life, and we're just trying to survive and get through it. And you will. And
I think there's something really meaningful about, being moms who own our own business. We're building something while raising our children. And we're doing that for our family. And, as long as we find the purpose behind that and don't overwork ourselves and also focus on ourselves, it's a lot, but it's also so rewarding. And even on the hard days, the role of owning your own business and being a mom, they both matter so much. So we hope this, sorry, go ahead.
We're superheroes.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, when you really think about it,
No, we
what
are.
in the world?
I know.
How do we do back a long time ago when women really couldn't work, and then how far we've come, and
back when men could afford 2 cars and a house and they just had to work. Yeah.
I mean, it's just so rewarding. And I feel like, You know,
I'm
and
thankful.
I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
Very blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we hope this episode made you feel a little bit more understood and maybe gave you a few moments where you felt seen and maybe you related to us on a few parts. So yeah.
Let us know. Let us know if you know, what part resonated with you. We'd love to connect with you guys out there if you're listening. So,
and if you need a friend that maybe is a working mom or just a mom in general, reach out to us. We're always here to connect with people and meet fellow moms. So
have play dates, coffee dates. That's what I found is the best, is finding friends with kids that you can
that's fair.
Go and have them play, and you can sit and have coffee.
Just chat.
Yeah, chat. It's
and
the best.
The good thing about our team too is all of our kids are like at different ages. So we've got some, you know, like Riley has a 1-year-old to, I think, what's her older daughter, like 6 or 7. And then, you know, you have a 5-year-old, and then Amanda's got kids of a whole age range. So yeah, but
It's fun.
Don't forget to tune into the next episode here. And if you haven't listened to our previous episodes, go and listen to those and subscribe to us on Spotify and YouTube. And we will be making more episodes. And if there's an episode that you want to see, just let us know and we will try and make it happen. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.